Hello and welcome to this JLecture for the month of March of 2023. This presentation will be on how to improve social skills as a young man, and without further ado, let's get into it. So, the details and objectives of this presentation. Welcome to the world of improving your social skills as a young man, and in this presentation we will discuss 4 ways to improve your social skills. These involve practicing active listening, working on your personal body language, joining social groups, and reading books on social skills, which is something not a lot of people go into. First of all, practice active listening. So you may feel a little bit left out that you had to find this video in the first place and that you're finding it interesting, but I advise you that bettering your social skills is something that even the people that are socially extroverted do, and it is something that's very important. So the fact that you are seeking out this information in the first place suggests very highly of you, and you should be able to accomplish great things with this information, particularly the ones outlined on this slide. So the bullet points here suggest that active listening is the act of fully concentrating on what someone is saying and responding thoughtfully, rather than just being drifted out somewhere in a space far apart. A lot of people think about, what they're doing on their phones, or some video game, or someone they haven't spoken to in a long time, or text messages, while they pretend to be listening. And you never want to be that person. So it's important to practice active listening, make eye contact while you're having a conversation with someone to let them know that you're paying attention to them. Ask open-ended questions and summarize what the person said to show you were listening. So when someone tells you about a story that, let's say they went to buy a new laptop, you sort of have to parrot it stupidly and just say, oh, so once they finish, telling you the story, obviously you're just like, oh, so you went to buy a new laptop and they didn't have any? Even though that's just what they said, they will feel reaffirmed by you retelling the story in your own words very quickly. Don't make it too long. Because then they will know that you listened to the entirety of what they said. And this is especially important for important things or situations. Especially crisis situations or when you're advising someone. Just restate what they said, and they will really like that. Active listening helps build stronger relationships and shows that you value the other person's thoughts and feelings, as previously said. And so does eye contact, for that matter. Next up is body language. This is something else that's also extremely important. And while the picture does not show body language, you are able to tell that the person is relaxed by the impression on their face. And body language is very important to the extent that it is also important in the same range as facial expressions. Facial expressions and body language are crucial in the same way. And not a lot of people understand this, that facial expressions and body language are both 50-50. So when someone is angry, you can only half tell if they only have angry facial expressions or body language. Both are really important. They both go, together psychologically. Body language can communicate a lot about a person, including their confidence and interest in conversation. Simply the way you're sitting or the way that you're pointing during conversation may suggest a lot about you. And a lot of this, almost all of this, is done subconsciously, so you need to control it manually, which is something that's very difficult for a lot of men. To improve your body language, you need to stand up straight with your back straight. Probably raise your chin up a little bit. Make eye contact with the person you were talking to, nod along while you're listening, and avoid fidgeting. You don't want to be the sort of guy that shows that he's nervous. That'll just make other people nervous. Other people parrot you, dude. Mimic the other person's body language to show you are interested in what they are saying. If your body language is similar to how the other person is talking, that will help greatly. I remember there was this one girl that I spoke to in my Spanish class during my junior year of high school, and she used to have this body language where she used to point at specific items in the room, or she'd do this like swiveling motion with her hands and lay out her hand when she was making a point to show that she was, giving an example. And I would do the same thing, and that would show her that I was being attentive to the conversation, and the conversation would last a really long time due to that. So that's actually pretty great. Pay attention to nonverbal cues like facial expressions, like previously mentioned, like on this person, and hand gestures to better understand the conversation. So with the example that I gave with the girl in my Spanish class, you have to be very mindful of how the other person shows their body language, and if you copy that, even just subconsciously, which a lot of people do tend to do. This is not manipulative to any extent. You just want to make sure to show that you are in the same thought process as the other person. If you imitate it a little bit, it will show that you're more active in a conversation and make the other person feel more secure around you, which is also very important since you want to make people comfortable and at ease while you are talking to them. And making them feel uncomfortable will make them just want to avoid you. Join social groups. This is also very important as a young man. Joining social groups can help you develop new social skills and build connections with people who share your interests. So look for groups that interest you, like sports teams or hobby clubs. Martial arts clubs are also a great way to get into social groups. So are chess clubs. Other examples I can give is debate and theater, both of which I did throughout high school. Attend events and social gatherings to meet new people and practice your social skills. An example of this would be a philosophy club that I held a while back that held discussions on philosophy. Be open to meeting new people and making new friends, even if it's outside your comfort zone. So even if someone seems like the type of person you wouldn't like talking to them can actually lead to new great benefits. For example, there's this story that I can give that happened to me a while back. I met someone that was an exchange student from another school, and I started discussions with them about books. I asked the guy, do you read any books? And I kid you not, he mentioned the book that I was currently reading. And he asked, oh, do you know it by any chance? And I'm just like, yes, I currently read it. I bought it on Amazon 3 weeks ago. And he was just like, holy shit, I bought it on Amazon 3 weeks ago as well. And we thought it would be a good idea to bring our books to each other. And I'd sign his, and he'd sign mine the day when he was departing the school. And it turns out that we had a bookmark on the exact same page of the 600-word book, 600-page book. So crazy shit like that happens. And if you don't make new friends, if you don't make friends with random people that you don't think you're going to get along with at first, you're just never going to get that experience. And that's a really cool experience that I'm going to remember for many years now. So I want everybody to have this advantage that I have by being reminded of the opportunity to meet new people, even when you think your social circle is already figured out. Honestly, when you're extroverted, you really never know enough people. Even when you think you don't want new friends, making connections is extremely important, and you're always going to have people to fall back on if you make a good impression on others and are able to positively contribute to their lives. It sounds cheesy, but it's really helpful. It really is. Next, read books on social skills. Literally nobody does this, but reading some Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, or The Magic of Thinking Big, or something of the sort, will greatly benefit you. And it's not cringe. Reading books on social skills can provide insights and strategies for improving your communication and social interactions on a very individual level, micro as well as macro level. So you need to look for books on topics like active listening, body language, and building relationships in particular. Nobody reads books on building relationships anymore. Nobody reads books on parenting. But imagine how much better and easier the world would be if people did. If people kept this in mind, if people worried about this. If this was something that was important to the majority of the population. Our world would be a much more comfortable place to live in. So practice the strategies and techniques you learn in the books to improve your social skills. If you need any book recommendations, I will put my book recommendations list below this video. And I'll be revealing it for the first time, and you can find a lot of different books that I recommended previously in my private Discord server. Conclusion, improving your social skills is a lifelong journey that can lead to stronger relationships and greater success in personal and professional life. And you may want to consider practicing active listening, working on your body language, joining and partaking in social groups, and reading books on social skills to improve your social skills, as previously mentioned. Use the strategies presented in this presentation as inspiration to start your journey towards better social skills. It's not cringe, it will benefit your life. Thank you for watching this JLecture, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.